What's up, MHD family? This is Robert McArtor with Maryland Homes team of RE/MAX Components. We're coming to you live this evening on Maryland's Thriving Thursdays, where we produce Maryland's #1 Facebook Live show called Let's Talk Real Estate. Tonight, we're going to have a special guest. We're going to have a calendar of events where we're going to share with you events that are going on within the community and also important housing stats. So we want you to grab a cup of coffee or a glass of iced tea. We want you to brace yourself because in 3, 2, 1, let's talk real estate.
Perfect, right?
Actually, we were thinking of Rome.
I know an agent there.
Look at this view. This place is unbelievable. It's beautiful.
We've been looking at Jamaica.
I know an agent there.
Welcome to Jamaica.
We love it. But we're thinking about Tokyo.
I know a guy.
Well, welcome to Thriving Thursdays. This is Robert McArtor with Maryland Homes team, RE/MAX Components. My wife, lovely wife, Maria McArtor, and we're super excited that you're joining with us here on Thursday night. Grab an iced tea, and we're just going to have a great time. We have a jam-packed show set up aside just for you.
Good stuff.
We have the owners of Moonburn Farms in the house tonight, and we're so excited to have them in with us. We're going to talk about goats and cows and venues and their vision for an awesome farm right here in Harford County. We're going to talk about a Miami condo, by the way, that sold for $22 million.
Well, it was supposed to be guessing, but you just like...
No, but I didn't tell you how.
You
how
are
it was
such
sold.
a secret.
Nope.
We can't give you any
Nope.
secrets.
I didn't tell you how it
tell
was
them all.
sold. I didn't tell you how it was sold. We're
Oh.
going to talk about marketing stats just for waterfront properties too, just right here in Central Maryland. We're going to talk about that and a whole lot more just as soon as we get back.
So I think we've missed a few weeks. We've been a little busy.
We've been very
taking
busy.
care of some things. So our daughter graduated.
That's right.
Lots of graduates recently. So we're finally back, and we are so glad to be back, and we're glad you're joining us tonight. So I'm just curious if we know. Does anyone know what town in the United States is trying to be a mini New York? And it's not just because of Wall Street being like New York, but it is becoming the new big thing with money. Huge. So I wondered if anybody out there wanted to take a guess.
I'm not sure.
So have you ever heard of the terminology Miami Nice? Although I did love Miami Vice back in the day.
Miami Nice.
Miami Nice.
Nope.
That's what they're referring to it. And you've guessed it. It is America's new cryptocurrency capital. So Miami is just killing it. And you know, it's funny. 15 years ago, I had a friend named Maria, and her son was building wealth with cryptocurrency. And everyone, I was like, that's crazy. And he lives in Miami. And now he's probably a millionaire. Because he was on the groundbreaking edge, but that's where Miami is huge into the cryptocurrency right now. So that's going to be the mini New York of cryptocurrency. And that is where you said, Rob, one of the luxury condos was sold there. It was a little bit over 5,000 square feet.
Yep.
Oceanfront, of course. And the terrace alone is almost 3,000 square feet overlooking the ocean. And they purchased that with $22 million. Look at me, I'm so used to dollars. $1 million in cryptocurrency. Yeah. You know, it was purchased in cryptocurrency. So Rob jokes because, you know, I've made some money with cryptocurrency, and I'm like, you know, I'm up to this, I'm up to that. And he's like, well, can you actually buy something with it, Maria? Well, now you see, I can actually buy something with it.
That's right. Exactly. So pretty crazy. $22.5 million it sold with cryptocurrency alone, just Bitcoin. And, you know, is it the way of the future? Hey, I don't know. I do know that there's quite a bit of real estate that is being negotiated on right now, not just in the Miami region. I do know that in Los Angeles right now, in California, there's quite a bit of buyers that are, quite a few buyers that are putting in offers on properties right now with cryptocurrency, and sellers
Deposits.
they are looking at that now.
Things like
they are
that,
taking a look at that. So it's kind of crazy. So
it is, but I think it's pretty cool though.
Yeah.
Because it's very safe. Of course, you know, I'm not the queen. I only listen to the counsel of a few friends that do this and study it much longer than I do. You know, but you know, I love that commercial. Rob, great job picking that commercial out tonight. With RE/MAX and picking the agents in different countries, because we actually had a call for a gal who lives here but has a condo waterfront in Greece who wanted us to sell it. And I was like, how much are you thinking? You know, trying to pull comps for condos in Greece. And she's like, well, I'm thinking like 55, 60,000. And I said to Rob, we should buy it.
Yeah.
We should definitely buy that.
Yeah, yeah.
And,
I started looking at my cryptocurrency in my wallet, and I was like, I don't see anything in my cryptocurrency.
Not in crypto.
Yeah, well, I just
don't have that
it.
much.
I don't know. I'm old school.
I'm not
if
the
it's
big game
if it's not
player.
a greenback in my wallet, I'm not buying it. I don't know.
But we have had two agents reach out to us from Washington State for us to help clients. They're coming this way, and from El Paso, Texas. So it's so awesome. Like last night I was talking to an agent from El Paso last night. We're sending someone to El Paso.
Yeah.
And I just thought, after talking to them, they were so down to earth and so organized. I thought it's so nice to be able to share the business and talk to other people that are just as professional as we try to be.
That's
you know?
right. Exactly. So it's been a super busy week. Of course, the last couple of weeks, we have been running crazy, literally from 6:30, 6 o'clock in the morning till literally we've been
9:30,
communicating with
10,
agents
getting
at
home.
12 midnight. And other agents have really appreciated the communication with us, but we're just we are so committed to our clients. It's really not even funny. We're just so committed to them. We're so committed to seeing their dreams come true with selling their home for top dollar, number one, but also putting them in their dream home, knowing that they're competing against so many offers today. And we're just so excited that we literally have the dream team, and I'm really happy about that.
And I just want to remind everybody, Rob and I were trying to get a chance to do a video, but there's no time for that right now. We are winning offers. Every offer we've put in, we've won in the last few weeks. And they're not giving up their home inspection. They're not giving up all the appraisal. They're not giving things up. You hear everybody, people putting offers in 50,000 over. They're doing no inspections, no appraisals. And, that's not always in your best interest. And we care about what's your best interest.
Correct.
So we've been negotiating with those things. And we just want to remind you of that. We will always look out for what's best for you.
Well, we have a great weekend coming up right now. We're going to dive right into our calendar of events before we get into this awesome interview that's coming.
Let's
get into these calendar of events. All right, there's a calendar of events.
Yes.
Usually I narrate that alone, but hey, I just want to try something a little different. But we have a great, by the way, so I know Darlington has their July 4th fireworks
Which I
coming
hear
up.
is amazing.
Yep, exactly.
We've never made it because the crowds are typically
Bel Air
pretty crazy.
also has their parade coming up as well. So if you want to go online, you can check them out. You can just Google search Bel Air, July4th.org, I believe, or it's July4thbelair.org, and they have a great line of events coming up in Bel Air. So if you'd like to have your event posted on our show, please feel free to email us. We'll be more than happy to put that up on our calendar of events. So without further ado, my goodness, they've been so patient. I would love to introduce our next guest that have been patiently waiting. Hey, take a look at that. It's July 4th. The confetti is falling. Gina and Jeremy McDonald from Mewburn Farms. I absolutely love and adore this couple right here. I tell you, they have one of the best farms right here in Hartford County in Abingdon, Maryland. And again, let's give them another round of applause because our studio audience.
That's the second cheesy part, Gino.
No, Jeremy appreciates that.
I told you there was one more coming.
Thank you, folks. Please keep the polls to a minimum, please. Thank you. Yeah. We have an interview to get through. So, all right. So, anyhow, so Gina and Jeremy. So, Gina, I stumbled across you just scouring on the internet, and I was going through, and I was so impressed by just the photography and the interaction that you have with the public and your vision that you have for your farm. And I said, I've got to get this couple on to our show because, we're all about, educating, building our communities and one organization at a time, one business at a time. So please introduce yourselves to our audience.
Okay. So my name is Gina McDonald and my husband, Jeremy McDonald. We live in Abingdon, Maryland. We established the farm about 30 years ago, I guess it's been now. Although, what was that?
You say 30.
No, 3. So, truth be told, he's owned this property for about, 10 years now?
Yeah, I bought it.
It's been about 10 years. And it was really nothing but a big field until I came along. And then we decided to turn it into something. And we now have 7 acres and fenced in paddocks, and all of our farm animals were rescued through our nonprofit Labor of Love Animal Sanctuary. And we got married here in 2019, and he built me a little chapel for us to get married in on the farm. And
So
it's been
sweet.
it's been good ever since.
Oh,
I love that.
that's awesome. That's awesome. Let me just shut the applause off here for a second. So
Maybe
so
5 to 10,
so-
15, 20 seconds.
So yeah, exactly. So Jeremy, I have to say, just in your defense, so when Gina introduced the farm to you, it almost sounded as if you were living in a tent on this large acreage, and then Gina, this princess, just kind of flew in and created this big oasis for you. But in the meantime, you were this
You
pioneer
were
man.
saying I created a lot of work for him.
Gina, do not. This
Jeremy,
man opens
Jeremy,
his
in the
mouth
meantime,
and
you were
inserts
this
his
pioneer
foot
man.
naturally.
You were this pioneer man in this tent with a gun, right? And you had nothing until this princess came in and saved you. So, but anyway, I digress.
I was actually getting ready to sell it because I had that property for 10 years. I bought it as a foreclosure just because I wanted the land. And you you can't find land like that in Abingdon anymore.
You can't. When I saw Abingdon, I was like, really? Like, they're building everything. Any piece of property, they're building on it.
It was a lot different 10 years ago when I moved up there. I mean, there was no Wegmans or anything. You could get in constant friendship easily. Now you can't even get in constant friendship on the weekends anymore.
Correct.
No, you can't.
Everything's just getting built up, and we're trying to hold on to what's left of the farmland. That Hooker's Mill Road used to be a dirt road back in the day with a little covered bridge, and now it's pretty much,
That's right.
I don't know, probably 90% developed, and there's not much left anymore.
Yeah. So it's interesting. When I first saw your address, I kept thinking about. I kept trying to picture where you were located on Hooker's Mill Road. Just to reiterate what you're saying, that a lot of it is built up back there. And years ago, it was a lot of just farmland. So I'm just so thrilled that you've kept that farm back there. And I know you have a lot of visitors. So that's awesome. So what's your vision? What's your vision of the farm from like this point on? What's your vision?
That's an excellent question. The hardest part now is we're running out of space. We're kind of landlocked in between 2 other farms. And the future of the one side, we're not really sure what that's going to hold. We'd really like to expand out, but we'll see what's in the cards when it happens.
So, Jeremy, I'm going to retract here and maybe dig my husband out of the small hole he may have dug. You purchased the land, you had it, and you met Gina, and she had a vision. Is that how I understand it?
Well,
Yes.
here, so can I tell you a funny story, Maria?
I would love to hear it.
Okay, so probably our second date ever was going back to 2016. I was a single mom of 2. I had just been divorced a few years ago, and we were having a discussion, and he pointed to this piece of land that's next to us. And he's like, I have no idea who owns that, but I would love to find out because I wish I knew who did, because I have no idea who owns it. And apparently back in the day, it belonged to this property and then was segregated off. So I decided to take my fingers to the keyboard and play a little detective, and I found out who owned the property. And I wrote a little note, and I went knocking on the door to think that they would not answer the door. Obviously, there's some stranger there. They let me in, and I had a tea with a lovely couple who had inherited it from their father-in-law. And at that point, there was nothing that could be done with the land because it didn't perk. And so there was no way to build on it. So they were just sitting on it, but it was totally infested with just trees. And so I said, I would like to buy this land. And I went through this big story about how I was with Jeremy's fiance, and we were trying to purchase the land, and they didn't really know at the time. We had only been dating for like 2 months. And so we closed on the property literally 2 weeks later and bought the property. And so I bought the property next to this property, knowing that although they couldn't do something with it, after looking in the requirement for Hartford County, that we could. We pushed the properties together because the property needed a primary residence and he had the primary residence. So what we needed to do was bring the lands back together again to be able to do something with it. So we weren't even dating 3 months before that all happened.
I love it. I love it.
But I can only imagine he probably thought I was like stage 5 clinger, like, oh, I bought the land's next to you.
Look at that. Now we're neighbors. We have to get married.
Now we're neighbors.
I'm that great a guy that after
You know what? You sound like a real catch to me, Jeremy. So I'm glad you guys found each other.
That's awesome.
And
That
I'm
really is.
glad that, as Rob and I always say, we're better together because,
Yeah.
Gina, we're very much like that. I've been teaching for years, grew up in a real estate family, and Rob was doing real estate and been an auctioneer and doing real estate for quite a while. And I said, teaching just changed, and my career, I felt like we needed to change. I really went back to teaching because of benefits. Being self-employed health benefits are crazy. But anyway, long story short, I came back to the team full time, and we've quadrupled our numbers. And I said, if I'm joining, this is the vision. I want to run and do this, and we did, and we love it. And I think two are always better than one.
That's right.
So
yeah, absolutely.
I love that you guys are doing this together. So so tell me more about it. I don't know as much about Moonburn Farms, if I'm saying that right. So tell me can you guys tell me more about it?
So it basically started as Labor of Love Animal Sanctuary, which is our nonprofit side. We were doing a lot of rescue with basically dog and cat rescue, which is pretty hard to do. It's very expensive.
Sure.
We basically built our first barn with the goal of using that as, we did a lot of dogs and cats for the first couple of years, and then we just started expanding, and we're like, well, let's rescue some other animals. So we actually started with a handful of chickens, and next thing you know, we had goats and then cows. It's just one thing just keeps leading to another. Yeah, she basically... Gina's a heck of a manager, but I'm the one that's got to put all the parts together outside.
Sure.
So
sure.
That whole complementing each other does really go well, because I can't manage the paperwork side of all this.
Sure. So you guys, this is all of this that Rob's showing pictures. Is this all rescue?
They're all our rescues, yes.
They're all
every animal that's on the farm are rescues.
We are huge rescue fans, huge. Our puppies came from one from farm and then one from the Humane Society. I can't even go in because I can't leave. I'll end up leaving with something. The kids beg, can't we just go look? I'm like, no, because we'll be taking everybody home. And it's funny, we have chickens. People can't believe we have chickens. And we're not in a development, but kind of a development. We back up to 20 some acres. But I've always just wanted chickens. I didn't even know there was a rescue for chickens.
So we, most of our chickens we have purchased as 4-week-old if they haven't moved from Tractor Supply or wherever. We saved a couple of ducks that one of them had splay legs. So we have 2 female ducks here. And the only ones that really aren't I'm not Stepping Stone Museum, which is out in Harvard, right?
Yeah.
So they used to have 4-H sheep, as well as Neptune, the Angora goat. So they reside here on our farm now. So they're part of our farm right now. So they're here. Heritage Farm has a paddock with us, so that they were moved from Stepping Stone to us.
They Stepping Stone stopped doing their farm program that they had going, and I actually found the lady on Facebook Messenger just looking for a place for these sheep to go, and I was like, hey, we got space, why not? So now they live with
Nice.
us.
Love it. I love it.
Yeah, I certainly don't want to skip past the idea of the different services that you provide. And, obviously you offer a tour of the farm. So if a family wants to come in, or an individual, or someone with kids, or just anyone wants to come in and tour the farm, of course, there's a nominal fee to that. But of course, they're getting a full hour tour of the entire farm, which I think is fantastic. But it's also a great venue for whether I think you're doing weddings, or even a graduate photography, or wedding photography. Is that correct?
That's correct. Yes,
Yeah.
we do. During COVID, we really tried to broaden our horizons, where we were providing virtual field trips for schools.
Right.
We were also doing Zoom meeting presentations, where some of our goats would appear in people's Zoom meetings that they wanted to have, just to kind of break up the monotony of being on Zoom. So
Great
we would
idea.
have some of our goats dressed up in little bow ties on desks waiting for these Zoom calls.
Oh,
We've done videos with the USO for troops that are in Alaska
Wow.
that wanted to kind of learn about goats, and the kids wanted to have a different experience since it was dark up there. So
right.
we've done that. We host 1 to 2 paint nights a month under our pavilion. We've done birthday parties, weddings, graduation, prom pictures, and we're in the process of getting our sunflower field ready. So we'll be doing sunflower pictures in the fall as well.
Oh, that's so
So
awesome.
just curious,
I
just
love it.
share with us a little bit about your paint. I'm sorry, let me get to that photo here. Your paint pavilion. So you have this wonderful pavilion on there, and then you have like a paint night. Share
We
a little bit
do.
more information about that.
Yes. So we have a local artist. It's Creativity by Jess. So she chose our farm to host events at. And so $15 of every ticket goes to the farm to assist in the care and feeding of all of our rescues. And the rest of the money goes towards the supplies and whatnot. So we host between 15 and 25 people on the farm at a time when we do that. We also do special events for Halloween. We did a trick-or-treat, Halloween trick-or-treat event last year. We've done Christmas outdoor shopping for local vendors. We also do Easter egg hunts and with the Easter Bunny, and we've done pictures with Santa. So everything was outdoors the entire time we had COVID going on.
Right.
And then we do timed wave. So my husband and his talent and downtime, which is not much, prepared a parking area for us to be able to bring people in. And we just timed tickets so that people weren't running into each other, but they had a really good experience. And the kids got to trick or treat, and they got to see the Easter Bunny, and Easter Bunny was walking around, and they got to talk to Santa, and Santa was walking around. And so it was really cool for a lot of local vendors that had the ability to do like pop-up stuff to come to our field. So we'll be repeating all of those events again this year.
Oh, that's awesome.
So birthday party. Sorry, Rob, I didn't mean to interrupt you. So do you ever do like a not pet show, but like a petting zoo to a party, or everyone comes to you?
So we always have people come to us, and then we have separate paddocks for all the animals. So any event, there's always the animals are always here.
Okay.
So we had Sam Grow. I'm not sure if you're familiar with him. He's a country singer from the area, is very popular on 103.7. So he was here singing at a girl's birthday party. And we had a big bonfire, but she was huge into cows. And so her mom reached out to us and said, hey, can we have a birthday party there? And so Sam was here, and we hooked everything up off of generator, had a big bonfire. They got to feed the baby goats, and she was in her glory because she was around all the cows, and everybody was around. But we had people stationed in different areas to interact with the animals. But most of our animals are like just way too big to be able to put into something to take them someplace.
Sure. My daughter goes to, she just graduated from North Hartford. So she's part of there's the large animal magnet program they had, and she loved all of that as well. So if somebody wants to book a birthday party, asking for a friend, we only have 2 little grandchildren. One is going to be 2 this weekend, and the other one is going to be 4. So I'm sure this is something right up their alley. Like, are you just through Facebook? You have website? Like, if they want to book a birthday party, how does that work?
We go through Facebook pretty much through Messenger.
Okay.
People would go in. We have the ability to do a book now, and then people can like request certain things. So some
Okay.
photographers want to use our venue for pictures. Obviously, you saw our photos up from our engagement as well as our wedding that were done here. So it's a good place, and it's very private for people to take pictures at. And so the book now is there if people want to come buy farm fresh eggs, duck eggs, lettuce. We have lavender fields. If they want to do a farm tour, we do that. And we're also members of Harvest Host, if you've ever heard of that. So we host families throughout the country that are traveling up 95 that actually stay here overnight on our farm and get to learn our mission and do farm tours and stuff like that. And we have a fair amount of local people that are coming with their RVs actually staying here overnight. So
That
that's
is
kind of
so
cool.
awesome.
Oh,
I
that's
love
really
that.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
we were talking about, like, there's not a lot of places to stay off 95 between,
No.
like Falston and like Aberdeen. It's not a lot,
Yeah.
Yeah.
because, like our kids played travel soccer when nobody was traveling for, dear Lord, the last year. But things are kicking back up again, which
Yeah,
I'm
we have
so
a
happy.
family staying here the whole weekend this weekend because there's a tournament up at Cedar. What's the name of that park?
Yes, Cedar something. Cedar Park. I think it's actually Cedar Park.
No,
So
Cedar
there's
Park
a
is the
there's a lacrosse tournament going up there, and
No,
the
it's where
family
Coach
has an
is.
RV,
Oh, okay.
so they're staying here all weekend for the lacrosse tournament in their RV.
Nice.
So
That's so neat.
That's great. One thing I
Yeah.
loved about your Facebook page is that it's really full of information, and it is very easy for people to book. So I want everyone who's watching just to make sure that you go to the Facebook page /Moonburn Farms. Just like you said, it is very easy to book on there, very easy to contact you. You're very responsive on Messenger. So if you do want to book something with your farm, it is very easy to do that. If you do want, like you said, farm fresh eggs, they're available for sale. Duck eggs are available as well. They don't sell quackers though, so just keep in mind. And they only cost a few bills, so keep that in mind too. So, wait a minute, that's deserving of an applause, just to let you know. So, thank you. Yes, the jokes can keep. That's a dad
Hey.
joke, by the way. That's a dad joke.
Yes,
So,
yes.
yeah, exactly. Jeremy appreciated that one.
Lucky me. Anyway.
Lucky her. Lucky her.
Anyway,
Exactly.
so if we'd like to make a donation to the Labor of Love Sanctuary, is there also a donate button on Facebook, or how can we donate?
So if you go to Labor of Love Animal Sanctuary, we have our separate Facebook page as well.
Okay.
Or somebody can send us a message on Facebook, and we can send the Venmo or the PayPal information because
Perfect.
we have both available.
Okay,
And then the
great.
receipt serves as the email
donation.
back serves as
Yes.
the receipt, the donation.
Right,
Yes.
right. Because
That's
I
great.
know,
We
I
are a
know.
501c3.
Awesome.
That's great. So I do encourage everyone who's
you.
watching also just make sure they like your page, make sure they set yourself up to receive notifications, because just like you said, you are definitely doing things throughout the fall season. You're doing all types of events. You're doing things for Halloween, things. The fact that I saw Santa there with Alfie. By the
Yeah.
way, Alfie is this awesome goat, by the way, and you can get your picture with Alfie. But I saw Santa there. If you want the kids to meet Santa, I'm sure you have a Santa a day or a Santa event where Santa's there.
We
So
will
I think
be, yes.
it's just fantastic. So there's always things going on in that area. So if you live in Aberdeen, anywhere around the Aberdeen area, and you're not stopping by Moonburn Farms with the kids or for your family, you're missing out. You're definitely missing out. So I definitely appreciate that. So anything else you want to add to the interview?
Make sure you check out our fitness and nutrition side too, because we have a whole separate part that's MB Farm Fitness and Nutrition.
Oh.
And I had a
wow.
question for you. I'm glad you mentioned that. So as I'm going through your Facebook page, do you also have like an antique little shop or something, or where you're selling some things as well? Share a little bit about that.
We do. So throughout our travels, we've done quite a bit of antiquing, and we've picked up a fair amount of antiques that we've refinished or redone. We have a fair amount of live edge wood as well that we've been able to purchase over the course of time. So we dabble a little bit doing that as well. Although some of that's taken a little bit of the back burner because of planning events and whatnot on the farm. But yeah,
Sure.
we do have that too.
Well, it's good to know that because I did see, some old trunks on there, some old benches and things. So
yeah,
that's
we have
awesome.
a fair amount of old Singer sewing machines.
Oh,
We've
nice.
got some tiger oak desks. We have a fair amount of live edge wood stuff as well.
That's great. Yeah, I love tiger oak. So that's great. Everything country, you're going to find it at Moonburn Farms, and that's awesome.
We try.
That's awesome. Well, I greatly appreciate it. And
Thank you guys for joining us.
Yeah, thank you very much for joining us.
We appreciate you having us. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. And we will talk to you soon then, okay?
Okay, sounds great. Thank you.
Good night. Thank you.
Take care. All right, good. Well, that was a lot of fun, wasn't it?
Yes, that's like the best kept secret of
that is
Harford County.
And that's what we do. We stumble on these different organizations, these different, nonprofits, farms, just different organizations that serve our communities. And, they're just, and again, they don't have like this elaborate website or elaborate advertising campaign. They're simply on Facebook, but they're doing so much for our community and just teaching kids about animals and things like that.
And I think if someone even had a camper and they just wanted to go camp there for a day, how fun would that be to take the kids? You know,
and you know something, parents today we're always looking for something to do with our kids.
That is educational, fun. And what better than not to support local?
Exactly.
Supporting local, I think, is huge.
Yeah, exactly. Well, let's dive right into our stats, by the way. So we have marketing stats. Guess what? We're going to change it up a little bit this time, and it's going to be for waterfront properties, and you're going to be surprised about this one. So for waterfront properties, we have 208 active waterfront homes right now in the central Maryland. So what we did, we went from Cecil County all the way down to, let's say, the Annapolis, Anne Arundel County area, everything in between. There's 118 pending properties right now. The average price now, and that's an average, $925,000 right now. There's 14 coming soon properties. 937,000 average homes. If you want to know more about those coming soon homes, make sure that you contact us. And right now there's 496 closed properties just in the past 180 days. That's 496 waterfront homes now that have closed on an average price of $906,000 with an average 53 days on the market, which, by the way, that's not bad. That's really not bad for basically a luxury home or a secondary home for many people when it comes to waterfront properties. So there is your housing stats.
Wow.
Yep, exactly.
Definitely out of my budget, but love it.
Out of mine as well. Just keep in mind, we do have a waterfront property that's coming up. I'm not going to tell you the price.
It might just be under that budget.
It might just be under that price, but if you want to know more about that property, it was built in 2005. It's an awesome home. It has open water view. It has an 80-foot pier.
Stay tuned.
Electric, water, 2 boat lifts. It's awesome. You're going to love it. And stay tuned. If you want more about that, just send me a private little email. And I might give you a little bit more information on that waterfront property that's coming up very, very soon. So,
alrighty. Well, we're going to have a little contest, just a little one. And if you nominate a veteran, well, that's a little backwards. Let me do it now. There we go. Anyway,
it's a live show.
If you nominate, it is live, that's for sure. If you nominate your favorite veteran, even though I know it's not Veterans Day, but 4th of July, we certainly can celebrate this country. And you want to nominate them, we're going to put their names in a bowl and we're going to be giving away some gift cards and some really cute gifts. So just nominate them here. Go to Maryland's Homes Team page on Facebook and, put their name in. That's all you got to do.
Put their name in.